Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I love that.
That
That's
well.
just so cool.
We love to name
It
stuff.
should be it.
Get our names soon.
Yeah. High odds.
Oh damn! What the hell? You got that British COVID?
Hold on. I got.
Wait, you can hear me, right? You could hear me.
Okay.
Can't you hear
I have
me?
it. I hear it. I hear an echo, and I don't know why I hear an echo. I hope not. God, no.
Sounds beautiful for me over here.
Oh, something.
Maybe you have an inner ear infection.
Okay.
It's a psychological thing.
Hold on.
Physiological, psychological, mentological. Can you still hear me without? I think we're
How's
dealing with
this?
the same. You sound exactly the same to me, quite honest. You sounded great since the jump. There's one person out there that's like, why does this sound so bad?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you perfectly well.
I can't hear you, so
You can't hear me at all.
hold on. All right, you keep going. I'll be back.
I feel that we haven't paid enough money. That's what it always comes down to, right? We haven't paid enough money. I think we're using the lower tier account, and we're being punished for it. So I'm still trying to look at a camera like oh, actually, there's a camera in front of me right here. I forgot. It's usually like 4 feet behind me. Anyway, that's what I feel it is. I feel we are being punished, but we are paying. We're paying for like the baller account. StreamYard, what's going on? You guys are 5-star up until this. Something's, I don't know. I feel like it's on our end. No, because last week it's 14 years in. We know how to connect these freaking cords. We know where all the ins and outs, the what have yous. There's a lot of things are going. There's a lot of balls in the air. What's the Lebowski line? Yeah, all right. I'll keep vamping. I will keep vamping. I can still hear you.
I don't know. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you well.
Okay. I have no idea what was going on, but for whatever reason, I was bouncing on the. Yeah, sometimes shit happens.
I think it's StreamYard trying to get more bucks out of us.
Might be. Yeah.
They're trying to get some extra quid.
Got lots of people watching over on Instagram, so I am monitoring both. Give me just a second. We'll quickly run through our.
Oh wait, I could go through the comments here too myself, right? Look at that!
Did you turn them on?
And there, yeah. I always forget because on the left is private chat, and then you hit the right and this commentary.
Correct. Yep, there you go. So, yep, you can turn them on, turn them off.
The cough is definitely.
So yes, live. Well, are we live in podcast land?
Not yet.
Okay,
ready?
We can be.
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yes, dude.
Go.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
Live. The drop-in is live, as you can see on the comment on screen on YouTube and on Instagram. Welcome to the drop-in with Oz and Superfan Dan, a local podcast about all things Monterey Bay Football Club and tangents. The drop-in is brought to you by
Rising Phoenix, a tap room down there at 320 Broadway in King City. Oh, man. We're about to get a new shipment this week. Again, 320 Broadway in King City, Hever and Company. It's a great. I mean, it's the valley is a long valley. Just read the John Steinbeck book, and that's a really great stop off. That's such an American thing. When you're driving on the highway, you stop for a little bit. And Rising Phoenix Tap Room in King City. It's a nice little stop. It's five minutes off 101. Super easy. A lot of parking in the front and the back. Sit down, have a flatbread, have a salad. Whoever's not driving, have a delicious beer. The Hever gets beers from all around California, northern, central, southern, eastern, and western California. We have all four corners of the continent.
Sides.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
all four sides, especially on the
I'm,
coast and then on the Nevada
well,
border and this, that, and the other.
Western
Um,
California, it exists.
Also brought to you by Derek'sDesigns.com, a bespoke online merchandiser offering myriad wearables to show your support of the show. Oz, you got one? You wearing one right now today?
Yeah, look at that. Well,
There you
bam!
go.
So I got a
You
little
can
photo from
also
my son.
you can
Yeah,
find Derek's Designs catalog right here at this address, Derek'sDesigns.com. Collections at the drop-in. What's so special about our merch line, Oz? What are we doing with it?
Really quick, I'm sorry. Does Lewis and you, the Newcastle Lewis 19, is he confused whether he's in the United Kingdom or not?
No. So if I could, I
Is
want
there
to.
enough times where he's like, "Am I here? I don't even know where I'm at.
I gotta.
I could be in Spain. I could be in Azerbaijan."
I have to do a couple of shout outs. I promised that I would be paying attention to the Instagram stuff.
All right, well,
Lewis.
actually, let's finish with Derek. Actually, sorry. Let's finish with Derek real quick. I'm sorry. We can get
No,
to
so
that.
we can come back to that. Give me a second. I got to give shout outs.
Yeah,
I got to give shout outs to Lewis and Russ and Lynette and who else is out there? Alan, the Duchess of Sussexville, Terra Montemayor is following. Yes, and then people on Instagram are asking about my hat, Oz. I am wearing a hat promoting the Newcastle-based band Leeses. Shout out to Joe and Sam and Brandon and Ben and James. I got to go see the band the other night. I was on their guest list. I got to go see them at the Think Tank. They were the middle band of a threesome. The first act was a young lady named Harriet Ross. She's from Sheffield, England. You could go find her on Spotify. And then Leeses played in the middle. And then the headliner was a band called the Rosadocs, Rosadocs, also from Sheffield. Really a terrific show, but I enjoyed both the opener and the headliner, but I was there to see Leeses. So I'm just answering people in the Instagram
what kind of music
feed.
are we talking about?
Well, so Leeses is kind of pop. I like them. I like to compare them to Two Door Cinema Club, that kind of stuff. They're upbeat, twin guitars, one of them, I think James plays through a MIDI. So, kind of his keyboard sounds coming out of his guitar. It's really kind of cool. So, but yeah, great guys, great show. So for the people on Instagram who are asking, yes, I enjoyed the Leeses show the other night, and that's why I wear the hat. And then I'm wearing my Monterey Bay away jersey from last year. Yeah. So if I could, Duchess of Sussexville, her son.
That's Oasis. That's Manchester territory. You're in that bucket hat.
I screwed up. The Duchess of Sussexville is correcting me. James is the drummer, and that's her son. So nice to see you again. Thank you. I loved meeting everybody involved with the Leeses group. They were awesome. What a great show. Great venue. Yeah, just good stuff. So if I could, for just a second, folks, we got to return back to Derek's Designs so that we can actually get on with the program. Derek's Designs, you can find them at www.dereks, all one word, -designs.com /collections /the drop-in. I'll put the graphic up. Don't worry. Oh yeah, Bart. Where's Bart? Good old Bart. There he is. Bart the emu is in the background. Here, let me overlay this real quick and you can see it. If I can remember where I put it. Damn it. Here we go. There it is. Derek'sDesigns.com /collections /the drop-in. And what is so special about Derek's merchandising for us, Oz? Oz?
Well, 10%. Yes. Can you hear me? I'm sorry. I was
Yes. I
moving
can
the
hear.
bird.
Yep.
I was moving the bird. Yes. 10,
Bird,
10%
bird, bird.
of those sales. Yeah. 10% of any purchase from our merch store at Derek'sDesigns.com, it goes directly into our scholarships or to our, for the Footy 831 scholarships. Is that what I called it? Anyway, yeah, we have. And again, if you're not aware, thank you for bringing this up, because I really want to keep promoting this, because I think this is such a cool thing. If you're not aware, we have $2,000 scholarships out there for any high school student that is going to go to college and play soccer from the 831. So if you know a high school senior in the 831 that plays soccer and wants to play soccer in their college and they're going to go to college, tell them again, go to Fuerza Union 831 on Instagram, scan the QR code, and send them it's free. It's free. I mean, there's some work in that. You have to do a 250 word personal statement, but that's it. That's it. Other than that, that's all you have to do to potentially get $1,000 scholarship. And again, that is what I think is so lovely of this scholarship, or these scholarships, is that yes, they are funded directly through our merch sales. It's so cool. I don't know. I think it's so awesome. It's just this way. If you want to get involved with the community and you have no idea how to do it, well, here, buy our T-shirt. Number one, it'll help us because you'll be out there promoting it with. Number two, 10% of whatever you buy will go directly into that fund. And again, we're already thinking year one, we're doing 2 scholarships. Next year, our mind is already, bigger, way bigger. We want to do more. Again, it's super cool. I know that there's a lot of communities that could use this, but like right now, high school seniors in the 831, if you know anybody, either tell them to apply or help us promote this scholarship, because it's out there. It's live.
It's live.
Yeah, literally.
Look, so no, I'm sorry. Goodness gracious, it's been a while since I've done this one, and I don't. So I'm apologizing up front for the
I had to
cost.
see City just get their asses kicked. So I'm also in a different mindset right now. Oh,
For those of you who are watching from the UK, Oz has been a Man City supporter since before the takeover, because his sister was stationed over here, and he came to
no, it was
love.
Vinnie Jones. It was Vinnie Jones, because I saw Euro Trip, and Vinnie Jones in that movie was the leader of Man U's traveling supporters group. So I was like, screw Man U. If they're in a movie, and if they're an American movie, they must be like the Yankees of English soccer. So when I discovered that there was a second team in Manchester, I was like, that's my team, not the fucking Yankees, that big squad. Turns out they were not very good. Turns out
Oh
Manchester
yeah,
City in 2008 to forever before was not the the late 70s it was a good times there in Manchester. Well, Manchester City on Main Road. But other than that, it's a pretty middling team. And then
and then they got bought out by Abu Dhabi.
And then all of a sudden we have an endless bucket of money. And one of the things, this was so mean, this whole whatever financial fair play thing's going on, and they're like, oh, we're gonna dock them 60 points, send them down to the championship. That's how much.
Champion cheap.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, so I'm like, go ahead, do it. Watch us come back and go to the top. And then somebody on the Premier League subreddit was like, give them a 10-point deduction for the next 6 years. And I was like, hey, no, you can no, that is too logical. That would hurt. One time a big chunk at once, that's fine, whatever. You'll watch us overcome. But yeah, imagine being sanctioned like 10 points over a 5-year period. Oh, why would you sign for that? You're not challenging for Champions League. You're not challenging for the Premier League. It would hurt so much. So please don't do that, FA.
So those of you in the UK, this is a different show. This is only the second one of these that we've done because I'm over here and Oz, of course, is at home. And now because you guys have done daylight savings time, you guys have sprung forward. It's now only 7 hours difference instead of 8.
We voted to stop that, and then the California government was just like, nah. I love that our politicians can just do that.
They get to choose whatever they want. You know, we voted them in. So anyway, let me keep checking Instagram. No new comments on Instagram. I don't know if Ellie's watching in Instagram, but there you go. Russ, who's watching on Instagram, I met him at the Lock and Key Pub in Gateshead, over on the other side of the River Tyne. Fabulous little pub, great food, great beer selection, fantastic view. I'll send you the panoramic that I took from their patio, which shows 4 of the 7 bridges in my panographic. So producer Mary says that North Dakota did the same. They voted to abolish daylight savings time, and yet didn't happen. Derek says
you can just ignore it.
Derek says, Lewis, I can't even imagine what Eddie Howe would do with full financial backing. Yeah, that would be something. That's why I live on the other side of the river in Gateshead, but I was born in Newcastle and support Newcastle. There you go, Lewis.
That river is really serious over there.
Dude, it's the countryside is bifurcated by many different rivers. There's the Thames, of course, the mighty Thames. There's the Ware, the
river,
the Tyne, the what? What did you say?
The Thames is a really small river. It's like 300 miles. It's like 300 miles long.
Because our neighboring sides would find it too confusing. There you go. Yeah, neighboring states. Yeah. Well, the city,
these dummies around us. I love it.
The city of Indianapolis, doesn't practice daylight savings time. Can you imagine living in the suburbs and then having to go to work? Yeah, there's the River Tees in Middlesbrough. So
I knew somebody that lived in South Bend that was on the Eastern time zone, South Bend, Indiana, which was in the Eastern time zone, but they worked in Valparaiso, Indiana, which was a 45-minute drive away, but a whole time.
They were central. They were central time.
Yeah.
They were central time.
It was the nuttiest thing.
And here we are, 7 time zones apart, and we're still doing the show. So,
it sounds like we're right next to each other.
So that's why we did this. That's why we did YouTube. That's why, for our folks watching in the UK, usually Oz and I are in the studio together with Bart behind him, our beloved sideline reporter, Emu. Shanky's Whip, go look it up. Lewis says, imagine if the UK had different time zones for each county or each country in the United Kingdom. That would be bloody confusing. You're not wrong. Big news, obviously, in Monterey Bay. You guys had a home opener that I missed.
Grand news. Very grand news. Yeah, the season started. That's what I'm excited about. It's no more, what if they do this? Any more predictions? We have actual stats, something that we could chew into. And
there's Chris. Sorry. Chris, the DJ from Cardinale is in the Instagram comments. Yes, Chris, I can see them. I turned my head. So and And the Duchess of Sussexville says you have to live on the right side of the time, though. So there you go. Sorry. So home opener against Oakland Roots, who we just played 2 weekends before in a friendly.
Yeah, similarly, it's going through a big transition, big change in the off season.
Yeah.
And it's a rival. This is what we've talked about it before. This is one of those. I don't care how they're playing. I don't care how we're playing or players they got. The player, each team wants to beat the other team whenever these two guys see each other. It's interesting because again we have so much love for the Oakland fan base. We're so friendly, and that continues. That was super cool. Oh man, I know
tailgates.
The tailgate has been a struggle. You know, like we really love to do it right there outside the stadium, but being on a college campus, it has been tricky so far. And again, shout out to the Inchas and the Rising Tide for finding the spot on the beach. And yeah, it's very, very welcoming. Shout outs to the state parks department. Very friendly people.
Mary says it's now on camera. It's now considered a derby.
That's basic. Yeah, that's basically.
There are most local rival.
Well,
nearest rival.
Emotionally, for me, it would have to be Sacramento because win or lose against Oakland, like we're just gonna have fun before and afterwards. But with Sacramento, they take themselves a little seriously, so I like to win. Anyway, we'll get there when we play Sacramento in a couple weeks. But yeah. So we went out there to the dunes. Great, obviously the Roots supporters showed up as they usually do. Excellent time. Barbecue was had. I stayed away from the tequila, dude. You can get into some trouble with those Roots. Los Roots have a little bucket that says put $20 here and drink away, and a lot of it is tequila, and you get into some issues. So, well, like good issues, like fun. You know, it's fun. They're great people.
And the site where you were was what, 1.2 miles away from the stadium. So it's not an easy walk from there to, and of course it's a state park, so it also closes at sunset.
That's the biggest issue there. Yeah, like it's so friendly. As like again, as long as you are respectful of the space, they seem to be very welcoming. But that's the issue, that it closes at sunset. So, but again, now with the time change, that shouldn't be that much of an issue. But yeah, that's, and so this I did park at Brass Tap. Again, shout out to Angel for reminding me of how crazy I am. I didn't, sometimes I don't realize how insane. I was just like, how long would the walk be from Brass Tap to that spot? So I parked at the Brass Tap and I walked there with my little ice test. It was a 15-minute walk. Yeah,
from the Brass Tap to the
tailgate area.
Tailgate area.
Yeah,
got it.
Yeah, because the Brass Tap, or at least that shopping center, doesn't have the sunset issues. You know, you could just stay there parked as long as you're there. So I was like, all right, I would like to find a parking spot nearby that we could walk to, that we don't have to worry about, oh, the sunset is going to get our car locked in or something. And so Brass Tap was my first thing. But so it was super neat to see the new neighborhood and, you know, all the buildings going up. But anyway, we'll get into that later. I'll do another video about.
So Chris the DJ from the Sharks also says that they have a new goal song that they didn't get to premiere. So he's working on that. He also added, the DJ crew has added Oliver Gomez. Oliver has also been Chris's backup at San Jose Sharks for the past 2 seasons, and he is also working at the 49ers. So when Chris is unavailable to be up in the booth at Cardinelli Stadium, we'll have Oliver. So Chris, I'm going to make a comment, but I'll do it when we start talking about the game. Oz is still on about the tailgate.
No, that was it. Yeah, it was fun. Again, great time. Very very friendly. At as close to the stadium as we can get, and also have a good time. It's again ideally it would be in the parking lot of the stadium, but this is what we got for now, and it's cool. And it's the best view. It's the best tailgating view. You're in the dunes. You're looking out again over beautiful dunes, the Monterey Bay with Monterey in the background. Like I don't know if there's any better tailgating view in USL Championship. But anyway, yeah, that was that, and we all packed up, went
Wait,
over to Cardinale.
Mary says we have no sound. I don't know why we have no sound. We have sound here. We can hear. Yep. Lewis says we can hear. So Mary, check your mute button, dear.
Mary.
Yeah. They're in the comments. So. Mary, why contrary? Right, yep. Yeah, plagiarism of nature is in the Instagrams. So thank you.
Plagiarism of nature. I was reviving one of your chilies that you gave me. Like I was wondering what. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Yes, I feel good for those chilies. It was the Puerto Rican chilies that he gave me last year that I was so excited about because I hadn't seen. I literally started the revival process today. Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Anyway,
there you go.
For me.
So talk to me about the game. Obviously home opener.
Yeah. Went to the car.
I wasn't there. You were. Tell me about it.
I'm just saying, Mary walked to her car and expected us to keep. She's like, I put the sound on 11.
All right. It's all right. Mary went to see Tessa, her car. So it's all good. The Highlander. If you're a Highlander fan, you know what the reference is. So there you go.
Yeah, that's a good vehicle. So yeah, the season starts again with a rival. Both teams were going to be ready and prepared.
Plagiarism nature is very happy about your chilies.
Yeah, thank you. The long and the short of it is we ended up losing the match, 1-0, 85th minute goal from Oakland. We had no Adrian Rebollar, no Nico Gordon.
Right.
We've talked about this before. That Yusu and Daye.
Yep.
If you looked in the media report, he was not listed on the roster, but he was. It seems like they flipped someone. It's Jimon Anderson.
Yeah.
He was one of the 3 academy guys.
Yeah.
They signed 3 guys. Well, Jimon Anderson is now on the big roster on MBFC.
Yep. I've seen it.
Again. Yep. Both forwards. So I'm assuming they switched like for like. I don't know what happened there, but again. But at the very least, Rebollar and Gordon, we know they're on the roster. They're just injured.
Two veterans from last season. Obviously, Nico Gordon is the captain. Adrian Rebollar is our longest serving player. He's been with us since year 1. So, yep. And being without those 2 stalwarts to start your home opener, to start the first game of the season playing without your captain. So you've got a stand-in captain, and of course, the big draw name for fans, is Adrian Rebollar because everybody knows him. He's been with the franchise since the beginning. So,
everybody knows him, knows his family, knows, they're very, very big supporters.
Watsonville native. There you go. Number 7 is nonstop.
His poster giveaway, first 2,500 kids next Saturday get an Adrian Rebollar poster.
What's the age limit on kid? Do they accept 52-year-old kids? Because I won't be there. But
I don't know. Yeah, I was curious about how they figure that out. But I don't know. 2,500 people out there are going to get I'm sure there'll be extra posters flipping around. One thing I did like, the captain, because Nico was not available. The captain was Nick Ross. Veteran, USL veteran. I said that I love his presence here on the squad, and and then again here comes the match, and didn't go our way. But I don't, with the injuries to start the season, which with the signings, again, the signings aren't done yet. We just recently announced, Riga Nakamura, the midfielder.
Yeah.
So the team is still making moves,
Yep.
and it was a very like you could see the 39% possession for Monterey Bay FC and the scoreline and be like, oh man, we were dominated. And it's like, no, this team is never going to dominate the possession. This is not a possession based team. This
No,
is a
we're a
counter-attacking team.
counterattacking. Yep.
Yeah. So we're never going to have 60-70% of possession. That's just not how this team plays. And there, oh man,
And an all new defense.
Yeah, exactly. And all new defense, and we kind of knew as well. I've said it, way before the season started, because the manager Jordan Stewart being a defender, we are very good defensively. We've been very good defensively. We've been great in picking out goalkeepers, and I think we did another great choice this time.
I know people were concerned about that Fernando is only 19, and how can he be the starter? But I think everybody saw why Fernando Delgado is the number one.
Yeah, he's a great shot stopper, and again, the passing, him with the ball on his feet is just, it adds a whole nother dimension. And then also, again, it's easy to focus on the scoreboard, but if you go back, you look at the match, in the 66th minute, Elijah Paul it just took a great place defender for Oakland to keep that ball out. But in the 66th minute, Elijah Paul just about scored. That would have completely changed the match.
And he's a bit ring rusty as well, because he missed half the season through injury.
Yeah, he didn't start. He came in the second half. So it's easy to be like, yes, this is a rival. We were at home. It's the first game of the season. We looked so good against Pachuca's younger squad, but when you really look at it and really break it down, you're like, this wasn't as bad as you would. This was a pretty good, or a pretty standard MBFC match. That is my concern, in that it was a pretty standard MBFC match, in that offensively we didn't do so much. But like I said, it was just the goal in itself was kind of fluky. The 85th minute goal was a corner that it got punched out, and you could see the keeper gets in. Oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. We got all Belmar Joseph.
Joseph.
Yeah, and this is just one of these fluky things. The ref just happened, and the ref wasn't in a bad position. He was in the position he should be in, but Belmar just had to go around him, which made him take 2 or 3 extra steps, which just gave the Oakland player that extra space. And it's just these fluky things, So, we didn't get blown out at home. We didn't, I don't know. You always want to beat your rivals, and we were right there in there like it usually is. But I don't know. There was nothing in there that made me concerned. I said last week, we're not the last team in the Western Conference, and I still believe that after this match, even though we lost and didn't score a goal.
So I got Colin in the comments just there, and I'm not calling him out, but so can you address his comment here? We felt a lack of calm leadership in the backfield. When you look across that backfield, I think the average age of the backfield of the back four plus the keeper, I think, is 23. Zach Farnsworth, I think, is a veteran at 25. Kelsey Egu, who's from Canada, from the Canadian Premier League, he's 21. Stu Ritchie, who we got from Knoxville 1 and USL 1, is 24 or 25. I think he's 24. And
Luca's our.
and then Luca.
Yeah, he's 27. That's our guy.
There you go. And then Belmar is what, 24?
20.
Belmar's 24.
20.
Belmar Joseph is 20.
20.
And then you've got Georgie Lamazza from Georgia. He is 25, 24. You know, we've got a young team. And then we had Nick Ross.
Can you talk for a couple of minutes? This coffee is working itself through me. I'll be right back.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. All right, so coffee. He was watching the Man City Real Madrid game before this, so I have a feeling there may be a beer or two in there. So no, Colin, I woke up at 3 a.m. to watch that game on my iPad, and this is where I want to talk to Chris. Is Chris still on? Is Chris still in the comments? DJ Chris, DJ Sharks DJ, are you still there? Because, yep, there he is. So let me just be honest and say this. When I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning in a hotel in a foreign country and I put my headphones on, keep in mind that the microphones for the broadcast are right up at the press box. And every time you played some kind of musical snippet during a dead ball situation, my eardrums got blown out. It was jarring, my friend. Oh my gosh. I'm not sure about the playing music during the match, buddy. It's not really a soccer thing. It's a baseball, basketball, hockey thing. It's not a soccer thing. So it kind of felt weird. So I don't know what anybody else is. I've seen the Hinch's statement. I don't know if you've seen it, but they were also not pleased. So something to think about, my friend. And I look forward to seeing you when I return. Also, always a good time to connect. So it was effing loud in my headphones. Let me just say that. So, Colin also says he felt like a lot of passes that went straight to Oakland players, maybe early nerves. Yeah, I honestly believe that's probably it. This is a young team still coming together. I know some of them have been in camp for a while, in market for a while, but of course you're always adding new components to the team. Pardon me. You got to take that with a grain of salt as each guy comes in. They're trying to figure out where that particular piece plays in the puzzle. So, but they're all doing it. All the teams are doing it. Some of them, brought back a lot of veterans from last year. We didn't. We only returned 4 players from last season. So, Colin, I think there's some learning curves here, but I also think that there's enough veteran leadership on the pitch to help guide them that I think we'll be getting better. So, I mean, the big team that I'm concerned about right now is Sacramento, only because we saw a player that we know and love in Monterey go there, and in turn, Nick Ross came to us. Great to have Nick Ross's leadership in the middle of the park, as we know. Inverness Caledonian Thistle veteran, also played many years in USL. Calm presence in midfield. Mael Malongo at Sacramento. I mean, come on, he scored a hat trick in their final preseason match against, if I remember right, USL competition. So goodness gracious, man.
Vitiello had another shutout. I was 100 for him, I think, in USL. Yep. That dude. It's
Vitiello dressed in yellow.
Yeah, I love talking crap to the dude, but he's an extra. Like you could get by everybody, but you have to then get by him, and that's tough. But yeah, like that. Then to me, again, that was the question. At this point, Jordan is a young manager, so I'm like, well, what is he like? Jordan seems to be really, and it makes sense, really good at making stout defenses. But we still need to find the guy that's going to put the ball in the back of the net consistently. And like I said, that first week, it's a lot of these guys are new. They might not understand the speed of the league, and it takes them a week or two to be like, "Whoa, okay, this is a really competitive league." This is, I didn't just come to the U.S. to lay back and chill on the beach. And that is true. I mean, I see it all. I see it from MLS people. I see it from Europeans. People don't really respect USL Championship. And again, it's right to be made fun of in a lot of ways. There's some silly stuff. Again, after the match, when you see some players going for them pizza slices, you're like, yeah, this league still got a way to go. But at the same time, it's a very competitive league, very high level.
Yep.
It's not a beer league, Jordan will get a yellow.
Yeah,
that's one thing. Yeah, it's someone, again, like a City fan, that Pep will get a yellow all the time for getting into the refs. I like that about Jordan. He doesn't care about that. And somebody made a great point. Well, one of the announcers in the City
Oz.
Point.
Did we miss?
It was at the City.
You're breaking up, buddy. Oz, Civic Center Wi-Fi is not treating you well. Oz, come back to me, Oz. Dude. He froze. And he can't hear me. No, Russ, I'm still here. I'm still on Tyneside. I'm in Tyneside. I don't go home until the 25th. So I'm here for another 2 weeks. Oz, come back, Oz. It's like Shane. Right, Jen? So, as someone who has DJed 300 games for the Sharks, seeing fans come and go, yeah, I know. It's just, Chris, I just music during the game is sadly not a soccer thing. Music is pre-match, halftime, post-match. During the match is weird. So, all right, hold on, I gotta. There he is. You're back. I don't know what happened, but.
I want to blame the British.
All right, you're back. So, okay. Oz?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I think Uli is asking how's YouTube treating us. Pretty well. We like it here. We're still learning the ropes. This is new. So, and then, yeah, so when we have, oh, cool, you'll be at the pub tomorrow. Russ is the guy that I said that I met at the Lock and Key over in Gateshead. I'll see what I can do. Russ, there's an event with the Newcastle women's, I don't know what it's called. It's just an evening with the Newcastle United women's team over at St. James's. At St. James's at 6. So, and then I'll be at my flat before that. So, I have a new electrical box being put in. Go ahead, Austin.
Did you hear about the Barca fan that showed up to St. James Park for Exeter City?
So we talked about that. We talked about that through Black
Sorry,
and White
dude.
Eyes. We talked about that in the podcast before this one. I don't know how much credence to give it, Oz, because quite frankly, there were no pictures. I don't, maybe the guy didn't want to have his picture taken because he felt silly. But how do you show up to St. James's Park in Exeter, look at that stadium and go, yeah, Barcelona's playing here? No, apparently, in his defense,
did you see Bodo Glimt Stadium?
yes. In the gentleman's defense, apparently his English is not good. So, hi, Lauren. Lauren's in the chat over on Instagram. So, hi, Lauren. Good to see you.
You're so right, because I don't care how bad your English is. All you have to say is Newcastle, and they would have been like, "Yeah."
And if he flew into Heathrow,
Eastern Railway or whatever the heck,
right? If he flew into Heathrow, you're going to go to King's Cross Station to get the train. And I'm sorry, the guy claims that he showed up at Exeter and he realized his mistake once he tried to show his ticket to get in. I mean, he had a ticket. He had a ticket for the Newcastle Barcelona game, and he was trying to use that ticket to go into the wrong stadium.
Well, and that being said, he was Spanish, and I know Christopher Columbus was Italian, but he was sent by the Spanish, and he showed up to Cuba, and he thought he was in India. So they're not the best at directions, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Are you saying that Christopher Columbus from Catalan?
No, he was Italian, but he was sent by the Spanish crown.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, was Barcelona the capital of Spain at that time?
I think that dude's last name was Colon.
Very much so. Could very well be. All right. So lots to think about. I'm going to switch our view again, because I think this looks good.
Whoa.
I think we've got a new team. It's a new season. We've got some growing pains. We'll make it happen. Now we're hosting El Paso. So when El Paso comes this coming weekend, we might see some familiar faces. We'll see if their president decides to show up at Cardinale Stadium. I don't know. You'll have to tell me.
There won't be no Danny Rojas.
No, Danny Rojas is not with
that. No. He was trialing. He was not on the roster last week. What's Cristo Fernandez?
Did you see his reel on Instagram? He is trying to make a professional comeback, but I do believe it's in Liga MX.
Yeah, there's our engine.
All right. Are you yes? If you're the chief tangenter, does that make the tangentees our listeners? I don't know. We'll see. So, okay. So El Paso coming this weekend. First 2,500 kids get a free Adrian Rebelliar poster. Sharks DJ Chris says that he believes, at a hockey game, at a Sharks game, kids are 12 and under. As Lewis said, you could have a 12-year-old who's 6 foot tall. So, who knows? So I think there will be plenty of posters to go round. So let's see.
What if you have a child with a pituitary disorder?
Derek says he co-signs this as the chief tangenter and the tangentees.
And he used a mathematical cosine to show that he's smarter than everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, settle down there, Isaac Newton.
I'm signing then. I'm sinning. I'm SIN. SINCOSTAN. Night. SATURDAY. Night. Okay, sorry. Never. Christ, I saw that. That's right. Can we have Cristo Fernandez? Football is live. Danny Rojas.
Has anyone ever seen the film The Three Sisters? I bet you haven't. It's a great film. It's like a kind of like a Mexican Stella got her groove back, where these three sisters three Mexican American sisters that were born in the U.S. plan a trip to Mexico to kind of get in touch with their Mexican roots. And Cristo Fernandez is the male protagonist, I guess.
Okay.
One of the love interests to one of the three sisters.
Got it.
Great movie, and you get to see
Are the
his
three
range.
sisters? Are the three sisters the warning?
Huh? No, well, the Three Sisters. I'm sure it makes reference to corn, squash, and tomatoes because those are the three sisters in gardening.
I was talking about the rock band from Mexico, or are they from Monterrey? I think they're from Monterrey.
I'm sure the etymology is all the same. It all comes from the milpa.
There you go.
That's right. Tangents and history, son.
That's what we're here for. This is a service that we provide.
Yeah. So anyway, I am excited. The first two matches at home, we have El Paso coming in. That was a great comeback draw for them against Colorado. Colorado is a very good squad, as we all know. They were champions 2 years ago. Another team that kind of rebuilt in the offseason, but has had success. And like I said, that does add that extra little spice to it, is that their president is our ex-president. So, you want to kind of show, again, it's the thing when you're out with the new girlfriend, you want to show that she's, or they, sorry, look at me talking like a cis male over here. Your new partner is better than your old partner for whatever reason. And we want to show that. I don't know what the reason is.
I don't know. We'll see.
Everyone has their own.
And then we're on the road. We're on the road against San Antonio. Sacramento first. Oof. Is that Sacramento first and then Las Vegas? And I'm missing Las Vegas.
Vegas, baby. I think a lot of us are, actually. I am 50-50 at best to go into that, to be quite honest. And I'll probably miss it. I don't want to at all.
I don't either. I don't either.
It's the trip. It's the trip. If there is a trip, that's the trip. I don't know. So anyway, if I
let's look at the schedule. Do we go back there at all? Do we play them in the Cup? Maybe we go back there again. I don't know. We'll see.
We play Oakland like 17 times.
Yes, it's kind of like Newcastle playing City this season. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it
all the time.
Okay, so Oakland, El Paso, Sacramento, Vegas, and then our next home game is April 4th against San Antonio, and that's the one that I'll be back for. So if anybody is not going to Vegas and wants to watch with our group, we have watch parties at the Brass Tap and Marina. Come and find us. Same time zone. So, just come and find us and we'll watch at 7 p.m. on the big screen at the Brass Tap.
Yeah.
Sorry, I muted.
No, I'm still in shock from earlier today, but anyway,
not as much as I was last night with that stupid PK.
I didn't see it. Is that how Barcelona got their one?
Yes, with literally the last kick of the game. It was for me. I thought it was weak. I thought it was really, really soft. But
great result.
So it happens when you lose concentration and give up. So
how are they giving up 3+ goals in the Premier League, and yet they go to the Champions and they're just? I mean, whatever. If you're going to perform, that's a great tournament to show up to.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah. But anyway, after the first week, whatever, you would love to win to start the season at home against your rivals, but there was nothing in that. It was an 85th minute goal from Oakland. it was a corner kick that the ref might have just been in the wrong spot. It's not his fault, anybody's fault. It's a poor excuse. You score 2 goals, you're going to win the match. But there was nothing in there again to be like, ah, man, the pundits. But it was really like one podcast that thinks that we're going to be in last place. I still think we're better than that. And
I think, and I hate to say this with Jen and Annie on the pod, but I think that's going to go to Spurs. I'm sorry, guys. I really am. Poor Kidski. Oh my goodness.
and
Mary's asking about we can make. Annie is saying we can make another the trip. So maybe Orange County is the trip to have. Sadly, I think that's in June or maybe August. I think it's later in the season. But yes, Hotel Zessa in Santa Ana.
That one's fun. Yeah, that one's fun because there's just again, it is Orange County, but the Orange County LA area is just so big, and there's a lot there. And West End. Now we know about West End. If we can get you there, and Lady Gaga's guitarist is still there.
I want to talk to that guy. I really do.
Dude, that guy. We had such a ball out there. The fans are great.
So Orange County comes on July 25th to Cardinale. Hold on, I'm scrolling down. We go to Orange County on October 3rd. So late in the season. And we'll have to look. We don't have fixtures yet, but we'll see who's playing that morning. And we can go to Dos Amigos Cantina.
That place is awesome as well. Good.
In Huntington Beach.
Yeah, you could go see all the people riding bikes in Huntington Beach. It's like the Amsterdam of Southern California, apparently.
All right. So let me throw another media asset out here. Let me back up. Hold on. I'm going to be fancy. See our background? You see we've got the drop-in. We've got Derek's Designs. We've got Rising Phoenix. I'm going to do something really slick. Are you ready? Woo! Look at that. There's the catalog for Derek's Designs. Derek'sDesigns.com/collections/the drop-in. If you go to that URL there, you will find so many different wearables. We've got t-shirts of all kinds. We've got beanies. We've got caps. We've got a scarf that I think is probably one of the most treasured items that anybody in our group has. So I think everybody has one. Yes. And then Annie would like to remind you of the Jen's doppelganger of a car. Parks at the Hotel Zessa.
I was so sure it was the car until I saw it.
Yeah. And Derek is reminding us that, yes, on the homepage of, if you go to the drop-in 831 on YouTube, there's also a link right there on the channel, right at the front, as well as our dot profile right here. The dot, the fantastic dot. Sadly, for whatever reason, over here in the UK, say again.
Do you have aluminum foil so you don't get your brain waves taken?
No, but it's funny. It's funny because for whatever reason, the dot just doesn't work as well in the UK. I don't know why. When we're sitting at the brass tap and someone just angles their phone, boom, it comes right up. In the UK, I had people standing on their head trying to scan this thing. It doesn't work.
Yet the tap to pay works from like 15 feet away. Figure it out, England. Uh-oh. I think Dan might have just passed out live, but there he is.
No, that was a doozy of a cough. I'm sorry.
He just passed out and hit pause and just woke back up like one of those birds that in the water they go bloop. bloop.
The narcoleptic birds. I'm sure Jen knows what those birds are called. Egrets? I don't know. Nighttime, daytime, nighttime, daytime. I love that meme. Okay. I wanted to show Derek's designs the link. I'm sure we'll talk again after the El Paso game because I'm not leaving. I don't come home for 2 more weeks. So we'll talk next week after the El Paso game, and we'll preview the Sacramento game. And then maybe we'll have a chance to talk again before I come home. I don't know.
Yeah. Because again, like I said, we still got to talk about, Riza Nakamura and all that, and
That was the signing today, right? I mean, didn't they just announce that this morning
when this is get
or last
announced?
night?
March 10th. Yeah, last
It
night.
was last night, your time, morning, my time. I woke up to it this morning. Also, what time is it? What time is it there? It's now almost
5.
Almost 5. For those of you who are interested or in the Monterey in the Monterey area on Kai Principal, if you go to Montreal Bistro on Kai Principal from 5 to 6, there is a meet and greet with the Monterey Bay players. So if you're in downtown Monterey, go check out Montreal and go say hi to Monterey Bay's players. That'll be fun. I can't go. I'm not able to make it. So, and it's always weird for me to plug something that happened in the past for me because it's 10 minutes to midnight here. So that's funny.
Isn't that Iron Maiden song?
No, that's 2 minutes to midnight, buddy.
Oh, 2.
So remember European Vacation? Remember when was it Anthony Michael Hall? No, he was in the original one. Whoever played the son in European Vacation, they were in the hotel room and they were watching TV, and he was complaining, going, flipping through channels, going, well, what do you want to watch? Cheese or snow? As in fuzz, as in gray fuzz, there was no channel. Well, so I have a smart TV in my room, and it's got the obsession with US. The obsession with U.S. programming is hilarious. There is a channel that's got.
Is always on.
Well, there's a channel that has NCIS and Law and Order, and then Law and Order Special Victims Unit, and it's just episode after episode after episode. I found another channel that I was able to watch a couple episodes of MASH the other night, which made me happy. But for whatever reason, the TV's been on the fritz. So I've been able to use the smart TV to put on YouTube so I can watch our previous shows to see how they look. But this is funny. I found a full concert presentation of The Beast UK, which is the premier Iron Maiden tribute band, not to be confused with the Iron Maidens, which is an all-female Iron Maiden American band. This is a band from the UK, and I found their whole performance at Whitley Bay, which is just 6 miles away from here,
That's
over on the coast.
Beer I got,
and it was the somewhere on tour episode. So I mean, it's an hour and 25 minutes, and they were really good. What a great band. Aunt Mary says I need hot tea and cough drops. I have cough drops. I have cherry cough drops. I have black currant cough drops, and I have blueberry. Oh, here's the black currant. Here's the blueberry. And then, of course, I also have English breakfast tea here in my room. So I will do that.
Gargle some gin.
I'm allergic to gin, dude. You know that.
Just gargle some juniper-less gin. They'll kick you out of the country for ordering that.
Dude, the gin revival in England is something else. Bay Area football news. Cough emoji. The UK have stronger tech laws. Wouldn't be surprised if devices out there have this blocked. I don't know. We'll see. So,
Our show is
okay.
too extreme for the king?
I don't think so. We didn't say anything. We're talking about Monterey Bay.
I don't even know his name. How can I offend him?
Look who just popped in.
Yeah, Noah, I gotta get your
There's
scarf.
Noah.
I'll figure out a way to get that scarf.
I am going to have a blueberry throat lozenge, hoping that this. I am taking the English version of NyQuil is called Beecham's, and
just rub some vapor rub on the kit right there, right under the chin, like the players do. Just a vapor rub.
Do you remember?
Vapor
I told
rub
you
on the bottom of your feet, and you're fine.
Remember, I told you about the one guy at the Brit a long, long time ago, and I don't think it was the Brit then. I think it was the Admiral Benbow, but he was commenting about Patrick Vieira, and it was pretty disgusting. It was an anti-French rant that he went on, but he said that Patrick Vieira was really disgusting because he was constantly wiping his nose on his T-shirt. On his jersey. Someone said, "It's Vapo Rub, you moron." He smeared Vapo Rub on his kit so that it was clearing out his cash. I just cracked. I couldn't stop laughing. I thought that was hilarious. So I'm working. Mary, I just put it in my mouth. See? Mary told me to put one in my mouth. I have been overdosing on them, my dear. That's vodka. I may have to go down to the bar and find some vodka, maybe. I don't know. Okay. Anything else, Oz?
No, another great episode from 9 hours away.
I'm not 9 hours. I'm 7 hours, dude. I was 8 hours, but now you guys jump forward. And we don't jump. The UK doesn't jump forward until the 29th of March. Do you remember when we fell back? We fell back first. Last fall, when daylight savings time ceased, when we went back to standard time, the US went first, and the next weekend the UK did it. So for one weekend on Saturday morning, we were only 7 hours apart. So we got to sleep in until 8 a.m. for the earliest game. Well, now you get to do that for the last weekend? No, this weekend. This weekend, and then another weekend on the 21st. 14th and the 21st, you guys get the earliest game at the Brass Tap will be 8 a.m. instead of 7.
That's better. How cool is it that there's just people that could decide this? They're like, no, the time starts now. You're like, what? What are you talking about? We're going around the sun and the moon. And they're like, no, the time starts now. And you're like, all right, whatever.
Especially when we voted against it. I mean, come on.
I love that they just ignored it. That's so cool.
All right, Bay Area football news on Instagram. Chris on Instagram. Thanks everybody who posted on Instagram, and thank you for sticking with us. Thank you, Russ. Thank you, the Duchess of Sussexville, James's mom, the drummer of Lisa's. As I've said again, I am promoting
a high position.
Lisa's.
I'm excited. That's cool.
It is. Go and see the song if you want to. The song that I heard by Lisa's first. If you want to go to Spotify and look for it, it's called "Sun's Out." SUN''S, as in the sun's out. The first line in it says, "Sun's out, burns like California. Tynemouth burns like California." So the other night I was recording because I knew they were going to play it. That was the closer. I was recording, waiting for "Sun's Out," and Joe King, the lead singer, says, "We have a special guest in the crowd tonight." He says, "As you know, this track, the first line is Tynemouth burns like California. Well, we have Superfan Dan in the audience, and he brought California with him. So
That's
it was really
cool.
it was totally cool. So
That is awesome.
all right, well, guess what I'm going to go do? I'm taking my laundry
Drink some
down.
Shankies.
No, I'm taking my laundry downstairs to the front desk because I was hoping to use the washer and dryer, and it's not ready yet. So Mary sent me a text message saying juniperless gin is called vodka. There you go.
Yeah.
You learn something.
Yeah, it's just a very plain liquor.
And my wife would say it tastes like hairspray.
It's terrible. I'm not a gin fan. I like a Negroni gin by
I
itself.
I also met.
See, vodka soda's my drink.
Yeah, I know it is. I also met. Do you know who Paul Gascoigne is?
No.
Gaza. He used to play for Newcastle, Spurs, Lazio, Rangers, Middlesbrough, Everton. Anyway, I had an internet guy come by the apartment today because the internet is not working. Yep, Derek, I said Gaza. So he had to leave my apartment to go walk down to the Strawberry. No, he did not have a pint, but that's where the phone box was because he said our internet was connected to the wrong line. It worked just fine in August. It didn't work in December. It's not working now. Well, he fixed it. But I asked him how his walk was, and he said, my fourth cousin used to play at St. James's. I said, really? And he said, yeah, he had a career. He played for the Toon, played for Spurs, he played for Lazio. And I said, I know who your fourth cousin is. He said, yeah. And I said that CV sounds familiar. I said, how's he doing? And he says, still drinking. And I said, oh man. He said there was one time where Gaza went into an off license and picked up a half bottle of gin, like Beefeater's gin. He finished half of it before he got from the shelf to the register.
Yeah.
So Mary says if I keep plumping for Lisa's, she's going to start asking for equal time for Roger Klein and the Peacemakers. Oz, the next time Roger Klein and the Peacemakers comes to Moe's Alley, you're going with me because you got to see these guys live. You got to see them live. They're so much fun. So, okay.
Well, and here's my quick gin story. Actually, a little. Yep. I thought it was just so funny. So again, we've talked about the boot room at Anfield before. It's very legendary boot room where a lot of strategy came out of there. And in the 70s, this guy named Elton John was the general manager of Watford. A team named Watford.
Part owner. Yep.
Yeah, and again, very influential. He wasn't just like a name; like he was involved in the ownership to the point that he
not like Michael Jackson and Fulham.
No. Elton John was actually involved to the point where he was invited to the boot room at Anfield. So he gets in there, and they ask him, "Would you like a drink?" And Elton John asks for a pink gin. And everybody gets quiet and looks at him. And this is Elton John in the 70s. I mean, he was already Elton John. He was this huge thing. But in here, he's just another guy. He asked for a pink gin. Everybody looks at him. They hand him a Guinness, and they just move on to because
that is decidedly different.
Yeah, the boot room at Anfield was stuffed with Guinness because there was a Guinness bottling facility nearby, and the workers would just keep them stocked. So that's what they drank in the boot room. And then here comes Elton John, and he asks for a pink gin. And they look at him. And at first, when I'm reading the story, I thought it's Elton John in his prime. They're gonna find a way to give him a pink gin. Nope, they just hand him a Guinness and just keep going on. Amazing.
Yes, Noah, we talked about that earlier, and I just, no, I don't buy it. I read about it. I heard about it. We talked about it on the podcast before this one. I don't buy it. I can't believe that in this day and age, there is a gentleman with a Newcastle versus Bartha ticket on his phone, because it's all electronic now. There are no paper tickets. Everything's on his phone. I cannot believe that this guy landed at Heathrow and somehow made it to Exeter in Devon in order to go to go to St. James's Park. I don't buy it.
I mean, yeah. How many times has Exeter been mentioned now in the last 4 days, 3 days? You know,
right.
Great marketing.
Exactly. That's kind of like Notts County is also called the Magpies. So, when we start talking about Magpies for Newcastle, then you get confused with Notts County.
That being said, when I took the Underground in London, and you're going to Heathrow, you take the Jubilee line, and at some point the Jubilee line splits, and you have to make sure you're on the Jubilee line that ends up at Heathrow, not the Jubilee line that ends up in whatever the heck. And so it could get iffy. All right, so I'll give them that, because I got on the Jubilee line that took you over there, not to Heathrow. And then
not to Heathrow.
I luckily figured it out before it did its little Y, so I just waited 3 minutes for the other one.
Oh,
every 3 minutes, a train is coming down through there. It's so awesome.
This is true.
But yeah, so that's the only thing. But other than that, yeah, I think it was a very well crafted marketing stunt.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, Mary, Noah, Derek, everybody who was in the comments tonight. Thank you, Jen, Annie, Joey was on Instagram. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I know it's the middle of your workday, coming up to the end of your workday, but it is now time for Dan to go to bed, because
when I went to the restroom, the sun was black. There's no windows here in the studio, so when I went out there and it's still like blasting sun, I'm like, whoa, what the heck?
It was a little different.
It throws you off. It throws you off.
Enjoy your afternoon tomorrow, or tomorrow morning, whatever you're doing tomorrow morning. Enjoy that. Have a good time, and show me pictures and send me video. I would love to see it.
Yeah. It seems like it'll be fun, and yeah, I'll update you whatever time it is over there. You'll start getting the stuff.
That's fine. I'll be waiting for it, because I got to go meet an electrician at 8:00 in the morning. So I'm going to go take my laundry down to the front desk, come back upstairs and turn in. So
is he going to charge?
Thank you all. I'm sorry.
Is the electrician going to charge you?
So this is a funny story. When we walk in the flat, there's a fuse box. And on the wall, it's one of those fuse boxes where if it blows the fuse actually pops out of the box and lands on the floor. It's like the fuses are little squares, and they actually pop out of the box. And then attached to that fuse box, circuit breaker, is another box that powers the shower and that kind of stuff, because the shower is an electric pump that hangs on the wall that you have to turn on and all that business.
Yeah, so weird.
So when they were trying, I had a plumber over to hook up the washer and dryer, because we had a leaky valve behind where that was. And I'm sorry, at home I would have had a go at it, but it was in a rough spot, and I'd rather have someone know what they're doing to do it. So the plumber comes over, hooks up the washer and dryer, caps off the leaky valve, plugs in the outlet, turns the outlet on, because for those listeners who don't know, in the UK, you can turn off individual switches at the switch using, yes, the MCB. Night, Noah, good to see you. Yes, Colin, the MCB. Anyway, the circuit was dead where you plug in the washer and dryer. And we went back to the fuse box, and we were turning stuff on, and nothing worked. So I then had to call an electrician. And the electrician comes 2 hours later, and it's a young man. Got to be in his mid-20s, maybe late 20s. But he comes immediately goes in the kitchen, immediately goes under, confirms that the circuit is bad. And then he goes back to the front door. He says, "Where's the circuit breaker?" I take him back to the circuit breaker. And as he turns the corner, he goes, "Holy shit." I went, "I'm sorry." He says, "That circuit breaker box is illegal. It is not up to code. I cannot leave here letting that stand." He says, "How about instead of mucking with the circuit for the washer and dryer, how about we book an appointment to replace that circuit breaker?" And I said, "Okay, but if we're going to replace this circuit breaker, what does this circuit breaker do that's, adjacent to it?" And he says, "We'll combine it all. We'll label it. You get a 10-year warranty," all this stuff. He says, "But this has to go. This cannot be here. I don't feel right even walking out today and doing it." So tomorrow I get an all-new fuse box.
I would be like, "I'm so glad Washington crossed the Delaware." if this is the leadership that we would have expected. Like,
I'm sure I just woke up somebody across the hall or in the next room, and I apologize.
just tell them, USA, USA, USA.
No, I will not do that. Mary says the cough drop helped, kind of. And Colin says, "I definitely don't subscribe to an British electrician YouTube channel." You'd be surprised, though. Do that. I know Colin's joking. I know he watches those just like I watch French trains in Mexico. So, okay. That's it. It's time for me to go to bed.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thanks everybody.
For staying up. Have a good night. Get a good night's sleep.
Oz, I'm sorry about Man City, but that's still another leg to be played. So you never know. You were playing at the Bernabeu, weren't you?
Yeah.
Or were they playing at Etihad?
No, it was at the Bernabeu today. But 3 is going to be a lot. They needed at least 1. But all right, we still got the double. The FA and Carabao Cup is still in the mix.
Night, Jen. Good to see you. Thanks, Mary. Thanks, Colin. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah,
and with that, no, it's not the end of it until we do what we're supposed to do. And I say good night, Oz.
Good night, Oz.
And then I have to wait 5 seconds for Instagram. So, night, everybody.
Treagles.
Here we go.